Throw.
Row. Even though last time it did start like a few seconds earlier, so it
It
might be
did.
starting right now. But
I'm gonna start
in
the live.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
We are live for Mindset Monday. What is going on, my beautiful people? Happy March. Happy new month. We are talking tonight
What is
about
going on, my
college
beautiful people?
or
Happy
not.
March.
And
Happy new
if
month.
you remember, last
We are
week me and
talking
Danielle
tonight
started this
about
conversation
college
about will we be
or
sending our
not.
children to
And
college.
if you remember, last
So
week
we
me
are
and
going to
Danielle started
continue
that
that
conversation
conversation.
about
And where's Danielle?
will we
Oh,
be
there she
sending
goes.
our children to college?
There
So
she
we are going to
goes.
continue that conversation.
I don't want to
And
start
where's
saying because
Danielle?
Instagram.
Let me in. Oh, there she goes.
Let
me in.
They might sue me or something. So,
Oh.
hey,
Hey,
party, party, party.
It wasn't letting me request. I'm like, can I request? Hi, everyone who joined Mindset Monday. Hello.
Sorry, I just got to turn up my brightness because it's just looking a little dark. What's up, y'all? All right. So I feel like we should jump right into it. I know that. Hey, Tanisha.
Not that falsetto.
No, she was just telling me that she's usually asleep. Miss Uninspired. Bye, Tyreek. Bye. We are not spreading negativity on this beautiful Monday. Like, we're not doing that, okay? Hey, boo, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Mindset Monday. We are continuing the conversation that we left off with last week because we're not. So,
right.
Hey, guys. Hi, Tanisha. Yes, alarm.
Alarm.
I think I need a little. I always have like a little something to write down, little notes, because I be forgetting what I want to say sometimes.
See, it's funny because my notebook is holding up my phone, so
Lord,
what am I gonna do? Like, whatever. I just gotta remember.
it's
Which
okay.
I usually have a problem with. All right, so let's jump right in. So Danielle's position last week about sending kids to college. Well, let me not speak for Danielle.
I was like, wait a minute, can I say my position?
Yeah, like you say your position. My position, hey boo, my position about sending kids to college was, or at least about sending my kids to college, was I said, and nobody else's kids to college. Like, let's get that straight. All right. So my position was, I do not condone, or I do not feel comfortable sending my children to college if they are not studying something that that they need college for. So, like, for example, nurses, doctors, engineers, teachers, like things like that. Like, you have to go to college for that, right? But if you want to go to college to study like liberal arts, or you're undecided, I would prefer for you to not go to college and decide what you want to do. So, like, even if that means like they take like a gap year, right? So, like, if they take a gap year and they're traveling and they're doing things and they're like, "Ma, I want to go to college, and I know now that I want to be an architect, right, or an engineer," and I'm like, "Oh, well, send your butt to college. You gotta go, right? Like, let's go." But if they're still like, "Oh, I don't know what I want to do," I do not feel comfortable spending that type of money to send my kids to college.
I think the proper way is not to force them to go to college. Let them make a choice. Yes.
Yep.
So, hello, everyone who's joining. Feel free to definitely drop what you think as well. My stance, wait, let me just see. My stance on it is somewhat like this parallels with how Keisha and I think. I don't think that college is a necessity the way that I grew up to think it is. But I don't want, if my child wants to go to college and they don't know what they want to do, I am okay with that. If in my mind, I plan on being able to financially support the decision to go to college. And so for me, it's like, no, I don't want, if it's going to put my child in extreme debt, then no, because it's not worth going into debt to try to figure out what you want to do.
Right.
But if it's not a financial burden and they want to go to college to study liberal arts, to study butterfly catching, I don't really care. Like if that's what you want to do and financially that's what is an option, then I want our generation was set up. Our generation was so set up because the ones before us, they didn't go to college like that.
Yep.
The ones after us, they're all about entrepreneurship. We are the ones that got stuck. We got stuck.
And it's funny, I'm sorry. I don't know who's in here that's not a millennial, but I feel like the millennials are the most poppin' generation. Like I feel like we got like the best of like both worlds, right? So we got like that old school stuff and the new school stuff, but like we're paving the way. Like we've really paved the way on this like entrepreneurship, tech, and like all of that stuff. Like we really did pave the way. So just shout out to the millennials in the building. We the best. Don't
okay, DJ Khaled. Keisha J. Khaled. Hi, Pretty and Petty Podcast. Yeah, no, I definitely think, like you said, like we got the short end of the stick for sure. And yeah, like I said, if it's gonna put you into debt, then no, because no one deserves to have to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like that's a down payment on a house. That's an investment property. That's traveling the world a couple times around. Like, so definitely not in that way. But if they don't know what they want to do and mama got it in the bank, papa got it. Like
right. We the young old heads.
Yeah, we definitely are. I'm so happy. I remember when like I learned what a millennial was, like in the very beginning, like this is the millennial. And I was like, I'm not a millennial. I don't know what that is. Like in the very, very beginning. Now I'm like, oh yes. No, I am a millennial and I am proud.
Right.
Hi, everyone that's joining. The question is college or nah?
College or nah? I have an interesting question. So you guys know our stances, right? If you could, all right, so y'all know, like I said it last week, I am in a lot of debt from college. Now, Danielle, if you could go back and change, well, you're more for college, but you do have debt as well, right?
I have a lot of debt.
So if you could go back and change it, like, would you?
Would I have gone still? Hell yeah.
Yes.
No question. I loved my college experience. I would not, and I think that's why I'm just like, the debt sucks. Like it really does. But I had such an amazing college experience. Like I got to live in the mountains and see freaking deer like running around campus and like, but it wasn't scary. I thought deer were scary at first. They're not. They're like, they just chill. They're scared of people. Like I got to see like my school was above the clouds, so we could look down into the valley and see clouds below us. Like I got to see beautiful snow that was still beautiful after a week. Like there was no yellow snow. I got to just experience so much, learn and grow in so many ways, and so I would not change my college experience for the world.
Yeah.
Would you go back? Oh, go ahead.
But if they do good in school when it's free, when they are in high school, college could be damn near free. I agree. We fell into a situation of when the generation before us went to college, it was cheap, but it was harder to be an entrepreneur. This generation is easier to be an entrepreneur, but college costs. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
And then the generation before us, a lot of them, they didn't even need college. Like a lot of them went into their careers right after high school, but they saw that the people going to college was making more money. So I feel like that's why it was pushed on us. Like, oh, you have to go to college because you're going to get a higher paying job if you go to college. But they didn't know, right? So I don't even blame them for like pushing us to go to college.
They created the rules that you had to go to college to make more money because they were the ones that were hiring people that at one point things shifted.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I meant like our parents. I didn't mean like, so I should have
Yeah.
specified that. I
No, I
meant
mean
like
that
our
too.
parents didn't know. But yeah, that generation, they definitely knew and created the rules.
They creating all these rules, and I'm just like, when are y'all done? Like, they taking kids' snow days away. I really
Oh my
feel
God.
I'm still mad about the snow days, but I really do feel like, and it's probably all generations, like, we're gonna come in and change things that millennials are like,
Yeah.
I mean, not millennials, what are they, Gen X, Gen
Gen
Z,
Z. Hmm.
Gennies,
Gen
whatever. They're gonna be like, wait, you had this, and why'd you take that away from us? Like, why is there like an age limit on Instagram now? You got to be on Instagram when you were younger or something like that. And we're gonna be like, no, I'm sorry,
Right, like this is how it goes. But I feel like we're a little bit more open-minded than the generation before us. Not a little bit, maybe a lot more open-minded than the generation before us.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if they wanted to go, it was cheap. That's a good point. It is so sad. It is. It is.
It is. It is.
One thing, Tanisha, you said that like if you do well, college can be like free-ish. I think that like it can to a degree, but I think that there's a lot of people that did really well in high school that did not get opportunities in college. And I think that like I don't know how it goes, but I feel like there's like this gap, like a financial gap. Like some people got like opportunities with like EOP because of like finances. And then do you hear that back? That feedback?
Yeah, I hear a little bit. It's like a little like delayed.
I'm
But
scared.
it's not enough where I'm like, oh,
I'm just wondering how the YouTube video is gonna sound. But anyway, but I do think that there are a lot of people that did really well in high school, but they just either didn't know to apply to 8 million scholarships, or they just didn't have the mental capacity to apply to so many, or they just didn't know those resources were available. Um, so yeah.
Tyreek said it's hard to create rules for 18 years from now. My son is 2. I don't know what it's going to be like in 16 years. So if I'm going to so I'm going to roll with the punches. I agree. I agree with that. We don't know what it's going to be like for the next generation. Oh, I'm hearing the feedback a little bit more. Do you guys hear the feedback?
I feel like it might not be too bad here, but I feel like on YouTube, we're live on YouTube too, by the way. I feel like on YouTube it's gonna be a little fun like last
Yeah,
time.
right.
Well,
Okay.
roll with the punches, right?
Well, we're gonna roll with the punches. And Danielle, to answer your question about me, um,
Yeah. Would you go back and change?
how wait, would I go back and change or would I go
Well,
back?
ask your question again.
What was my question? What
Considering all the debt that you have now, would you go back and change the fact that you went to college?
no, I would not change it for the world. I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I would if I go back and had to change anything, I would change applying to scholarships. I
Yeah.
would change I would change me learning about finances in order to go to college. Um, and of course, you could say that I could say that now, right? Hindsight is 2020. So hindsight being 2020 about my finances and hindsight being 2020 about my college experience. Like my college experience, Tani- Tanisha was my best friend in college. Like, so it was just like, man, like we had so much fun. Like, so I definitely wouldn't change it for the world. And college did shape who I am, right? Like a lot of the people that were in my life and like my experience and things like that, like I wouldn't have gotten that. I wouldn't have met the people that I met if I didn't go to college. But I do think that any path you choose is going to shape who you are. So it doesn't mean if I didn't go to college, I still wouldn't be on a similar path or I still wouldn't have a good path. I'm just saying, like, I enjoyed my college experience. So,
I feel like that's a little unfair, Keish.
right.
Because if you love your college experience, it shaped who you are. Like you had such an amazing experience, and the biggest gripe was the scholarships and the financial knowledge. Then instead of being like, well, if you're not going to college to pursue a career that you need to, why isn't the like conversation with your kids? You can go to college even if you want to be a butterfly catcher. I just need you to apply to these scholarships and do those things. You loved your college experience, you love your degrees, but then you're like discouraging them from it.
Absolutely, because I wasn't undecided. And for me, my career, like the things that I'm doing now, it absolutely did require me to have my degree. So I wouldn't have been able to advance like in my career if I didn't have my college degree. Now, if I was just doing like We Inspire brand, then I probably would have looked back at college like, well, I really didn't need college. Then like, no, but as far as like my career path, like I needed it, and I needed my advanced degree.
Yeah,
Um,
I hear
but
you.
I'm not allowing my kid to go to college if they're undecided. And I don't think it's fair to ask an 18-year-old to decide what they want to do for the rest of their lives, right? So it pans out for some people, but it doesn't really pan out for everyone, So
I don't
it's
agree. I think
okay.
that a lot of go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's okay if they don't know what they want to do. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying like, oh, they don't have to go to college. So yeah, they're just gonna be in the house playing Call of Duty or something. Like, I don't know what's gonna be out then. But like, no, like they have to do something, like whether it's like starting a business, traveling, like they have to be doing something in order to expand their minds. Like it's not gonna just be like, oh, you sitting in the house chilling. Like, nah, we're not doing that.
I hear you and I agree with that. I just think that you can, just like you said, traveling or starting your business like expands your mind. College can do the same thing. And I think but I think for me, like when you're like, no, like I'm not gonna let them if they don't know, it's like they could go in and know within their first semester and be exposed to things that has nothing to do with like anything in where they are. Sometimes it takes you being uplifted and put in another position and be like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing, or I didn't know these kind of people existed. And I feel like college allows for that. So I'm not like 100% like, no, I don't agree with you. I just think that like it seems a little rigid. So I'm just like, if there's a little flexibility, like, oh, they don't know what they want to do, but if it's not going to put them in debt, then it's fine, whatever. But you're like, no, it doesn't matter. They have to have this path. And I'm like, but you loved college. Like,
If it's not going to put them in debt, and it's not like, let's say they go to college on a full ride, right? And they don't know what they want to do, and it's not money coming out of anyone's pocket, then I'm okay with that. So like, let's say college is free. Let's say it's free, in the future. Go to college. Yeah, do it. But if it's not, and I'm spending money for like, and like I said, hindsight is 2020. I say that because I had a phenomenal experience in college. Like it was a lot of fun, but I don't like the debt part. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I said that if I could change anything, it would be the money, right? So like, I don't know now, being in my 30s, like I don't know if it's like, oh yeah, like I would go back to college just to have that fun and still rack up this debt. I don't know.
I have no question. For me, it's like no question. Not even like
I
a
don't know.
there's a few comments. So my little comment box is so little. I'm in college now. I do have a love-hate relationship with college. I always just say that if I knew what I want, if I knew what I know now, then I would have went to a trade school. Yeah, but I still love psychology very much. And for psych, you have to go to college. And I definitely think
Psych, that was my major.
yeah, that's Kishi's major. I think that trade schools don't get enough credit. I feel like the conversation of trade school and college, at least when we were growing up, should have been like this. And now I feel like trade school is even greater than college because you go to school, you know what you want to do, you get that trade, you may rack up some debt, but you have an applicable skill. And then if you don't want to do that trade, you can go and get another trade and it's not going to take you 4 years. So I think trade school is definitely something. Honestly, that was Tasia, and Tariq said, honestly, college should only be 60 credits of classes and the rest internship. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, managers, sports managers, but I'm taking physics. Yes. I don't think that we should be in school for 12 years, have to take a test to get in, and then have to do 2 more years of proving that I can write a paper. Can I start my education classes now?
I agree. And one thing about the college that I work at, so you guys know, like my day job, I run the career development department at a college. And one thing that my students are required to do is have an internship every semester until they graduate, starting in their second semester. So like it is a requirement to have some type of field experience. And now I'm like putting on my career development hat, because it's like there's a lot of people that go to college and then they go and apply for these jobs without experience, and they're just like, okay, you have your degree and but you don't have experience,
or they hate it. There's a lot of teachers that
absolutely.
in any field, right? You spend all this time going to school to be a teacher, and then you finally get into your methods classes, which is like your internship, and you're like, I effing hate it here.
Exactly. And that's what I tell them all the time. And, like I'll ask them, like, why are you doing this major? Like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's so important to get that experience if you decide to go to college, because like you said, like you may hate it when you get out. So that means you just spent 4 years in, that's time, that's money, you know what I mean? And so you just spent 4 years doing that. And now you hate it. So what are you gonna go back?
So many people don't even put their majors. Sorry. So many people don't even put their majors that I've graduated, don't even put their majors on their resumes anymore. Like don't put their education, because it's unnecessary.
Yeah. It's just it's a lot. It really is. But yeah, I agree with that internship piece. Like it definitely needs to be some type of internships, because that with internships you're making connections, right? So these are people that can write recommendations for you or hire you after, so like the field experience that's important. So
that's
like
important part.
if they changed college up a little bit,
say that the structure, I was waiting, yeah.
If they changed it up a little bit where like the internship was required, and I know there's like study abroad programs and stuff, and that's another thing. Dang, the college I work for is kind of changing the game a little bit, because they do like the grad program. Part of their program is doing a field experience overseas. So it's like they're getting that like knowledge, like overseas, and they're in the field and they're doing their paper and they're learning, and it's a really good structure, So my students can't go there either. My kids can't go there either though, because they mad expensive.
Chloe and Marley are here. They're a little late, so they've requested. Yeah. Hi, Shalaya. Oh wait, Tasia asked what college is that, and then we can give a little recap.
Metropolitan College of New York.
Oh, and Tyreek said he studied abroad. Tell us about your experience. So right now we are talking about college, if it is necessary, if it's something that we're gonna send our kids to. Keisha and I feel like our views are like this, and then it just kind of diverts just a little bit. But the core values are there. It is very expensive. I feel like it's worth it. But Keisha's like, nah, if you don't really know what you want to do, then not exactly. Nope, just Chloe. Tell Marley she gotta wake up.
Marley gotta wake up.
These babies need to be awake for this. They need to give their input if they want to go to college or not.
Can I just mention too that I feel that it's a very important lesson. Well, it would be for my children if I tell them, if you want to go to college or do anything, right? Like you have to come to me with a plan, especially if it's going to cost money. So if it's like, if there's a plan behind it, there's a purpose, there's a goal, like, and of course I'm going to teach them this. It's not like, oh, they have to just come up with this themselves. This is something that I'm going to be teaching and implementing throughout their lives. So now if they're coming to me with a plan, a solid plan, then it's like, all right, like that's a solid plan. Like, let's make it happen. But if there's no plan behind it, it's like, oh no, I just want to go to college because I heard it's fun. You can have fun at the 18-year-old club down the street. Like,
Roomba.
All the college kids are gonna be there. College town.
Keisha sending her kids to the Roomba.
Right. Like,
no, but I think that is a really good point. And I think, like you said, whether it's college, whether it's business, whatever it is, teaching kids at an early age to have a plan. And it doesn't mean that you have to be married to that plan. And the plan could change every day for the next 3 months. Like, that's okay, because changing your plan is a part of having a plan. But I think teaching children that there is an end goal, or there is not even an end goal, but there is a direction that you want to go in, because in life you're never really going to reach the end goal. Like, it's ever evolving. It's a journey. But I like that, Kishi. I like that.
Yeah, definitely a plan. And there's definitely going to be conversations about finances, about scholarships. I was lazy, I'm not going to lie. So I didn't look into as much scholarships as I should have. Like, I didn't do that stuff. Yeah, and I don't care how much money I'm making, you're looking for scholarships. Like,
because that's a part of the character building. That's a part of you
and
want.
my money's for me. You 18.
Hello, right? Exactly. We're not having those spoiled brats. You better get those SpongeBob sneakers and stop asking me for some doggone Jordan. I was just kidding. I'll let my babies wear Jordan.
Listen, but I also want my kids to, like, and I said this last week, I want them to know how the basics for starting a business. I'm also going to have, stocks for my kids, like when they're born, like I'll invest in stocks for them. So like they'll have like finances, but I still don't want them to waste it on something that they didn't properly plan out. Like, oh yeah, like I'm going to school for business, right? And it's just like, I got plenty of business friends that could teach you business, and you could go to the parties, you could travel, you could do all the stuff that, like, you can even have your own apartment. Get out my house. Get a roommate. Look, it's the whole college experience.
No, I agree when it comes to that, in regards to having a plan. And also just putting your kid in the space to be able to make those connections without it being, oh, my mom's friends. Because I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what a lot of people do when it comes to advancing their children. But, along the lines of planning and just networking and just like having that voice of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Man, I'll leave on this. Gotta give the baby a bath. But they give you money ain't to be that in school. Yeah, but they won't give you the same money to start a business, which is crazy, that you can take out a loan for $100,000 at 18, but you can't take out money to start your own business. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Or for anything. What if I just want to have my own place? I mean, that's not smart, but like, you could take out money for the college.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's how they got our community. You know what I mean? Like, as far as financially, like our community, we all know, like, it's not there. And like Dr. Claude Anderson and like Dr. Boyce Watkins, like they have mentioned this plenty of times, where by 2053, like the wealth of Black people is projected to be zero. And it's just like, but think about it. It's not because we're not educated, because Black women are the most educated, right? But it's because we went to college. No one taught us about finances, right? No one taught us how to be financially free. They taught us how to go work for other people, right? And then it's like, oh, we're in all this debt, and we're going to be in debt until we die. I ain't going to be there, Tyreek. Bye.
Why you gotta remind me? I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
I'm me. I'll be asleep. I'll see y'all in my dreams. But
you gonna dream about me? Yeah.
Here we go. but that's where I'm coming from as well when it comes to that whole college, like the whole college what am I trying to say? Conversation. The whole college conversation. It's just like, they have to know like what happens if you go to college and then you don't finish, or like you get into all of this debt and stuff like you have to know. Like, that's why you need to have a plan. Like, yes, college is fun. Like, yeah, like we went to the parties, and yes, like we learned how to do things on our own, and like it was really a different world. Like, literally, it was fun. It was. But that doesn't mean that you also can't learn those things if you don't go to college, right? So we say that because we don't have anything to compare it to. There are plenty of people that didn't go to college that still enjoyed their 20s, you know, like that still had a great experience, that still learned how to be out there on their own and be independent. So I don't feel that college is a necessity to learn those things. You know, look at like my mom didn't go away to college. She went to a city college and she's more independent. I'm sure she was more independent at 22 than I am now at 31, about to be 30.
But that's also the generation. I agree, like I agree with everything you say. I think where it just diverges is when it's like, but no, they can't. I agree that they should be educated. And I agree that like you can get, like, we only have the college experience. So we don't know what it was like to take a gap year or what it's like to have the opportunity to travel or just do like, you know, just try things. Like we don't know what that's like. So I agree with that. I think the biggest thing is, like you said, that resonated the most is like having a plan. If you can convince me that college is a good idea, because you have a plan and whatever the case is, then I'll probably, you know, like you said, it's not just to have fun. But I am biased because like I really did love everything about my college experience. And I just loved it. I connect with nature so much. So being able to live somewhere in the beauty of nature, I didn't appreciate it so much until I left. But I don't know. You know how I feel about nature. So
Yeah. But it's like
I have to send my kids.
If your kids wanted to do that, they still could do that. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't take college to do that. You know,
I agree. No, I agree with that. I agree 100%. I don't think, see, I'm not like you have to go to college because this is the only way to get these things at all. I'm just not like, well, no, you can't go to college because I said no or whatever the case is. I think if it's something that we could do, then we could do it. But I do think there's value in experiencing the world in a bunch of different ways, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But the only time I'm saying no is if it doesn't make sense. And I feel like that's you too. Like,
yeah, for sure.
If it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, like we need to come.
We can wait. We can wait. Work. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Not working for me.
I agree. And even just like you said, the pressure of going to college right after high school. Like if you really don't know and you're just trying to figure it out, that's fine. Have a plan and figure something else out. And if you really want to go to college the year after, then you could do that too. But have a plan. Have a, because think about it. Well, you don't have to think about it, but anytime you spend any money, whether it's to buy like these markers, I love them, but the pack of like 15 is like
choppy, Dan. You like breaking up a little bit.
I don't know why this turns into the dance.
Yeah, it's like blurry. But keep going.
Can you hear me? But like these pens, right? They're like really expensive, but I love them. But I had to think before I bought them because I was spending my money. So if I had to think before I bought a pack of, I think it was like $20 for like 15 pens. I mean, it's not that expensive, but still, I thought really long and hard before I bought them. So if I'm going to think about a $20 package of pens, then you best believe that we have to teach our children to think about thousands and thousands of dollar investment. So yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, cool. We came to a common ground, y'all.
I feel like we were always there-ish.
Yeah, we just had to talk it out a little bit more.
Flush it out. We have to flush it through.
Right.
Am I still blurry?
Huh?
Am I still blurry?
Yeah, a little bit, but not as much as before. You're like coming back, so keep doing that dance.
All right.
No, not that one. Not that one. It's making you blurry again.
Okay, keep talking. I'm gonna bring the connection back.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, does anybody have like any other comments about college? Like, what was your college experience like? And like, would you go back, like, and change it? Like,
or do you regret not going?
Do you regret not going? That's a good question. Yeah, there's a lot of feedback.
No, I think that's gonna really come off in the video.
Let me see. Can you guys hear us?
I feel like the YouTube is probably fine. Was the headphone supposed to be in the laptop or the phone?
The laptop.
Okay, I did it right.
So if we don't have any final comments, we can talk about what we got going on.
What you got going on, girl? You starting a college fund? The We Inspire Brand College Fund. We Inspire Brand X Grounded My Crown College Fund.
Listen, I would do it. I don't have any problem like supporting people that are in college for a purpose. Like, I'm cool with it. Listen, college is a lot.
I went to a community college. I regret not going away and having that experience. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that have gone to like community colleges, they like have. Sorry, they like sometimes they do regret like not having gone away. And then some people are like, I'm glad I didn't go away. I got all that debt, and I'm like, I don't care because I lived in the mountain. But true, but
It's
still also very true.
You know what it is? It's like you always want what you can't have or what you didn't have, right? So it's like you can always look at the other side and see the grass being greener. That's what it always boils down to, you know? So like I probably wouldn't have gone to a community college, but like I still didn't want the debt, you know? So it's just what can you do?
You know what I was thinking? As like I really enjoyed how we started talking about this last week and it kind of went into this week. And I was thinking like we'll talk after this, but like wouldn't it be cool if like we ended like kind of like if we started talking about our new topic and just kind of gave like a little bit of a teaser, like just a little bit like a conversation, and then next week would be like the full week of talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. We'd have to know exactly what you know what I want to talk about. You know what I want to talk about.
Listen, I know. I know. Maybe
But I
to discuss it.
won't say it out loud yet.
Right. But we'll probably discuss that next week. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Anyway.
Just one more thing about college. Like, what if you have more than one child, right? Because college is expensive. Right. So I'm like, wait, like what if you have 3, 4 children? Let's even go with 3 because college is expensive. So like what happens then? Like if they all are undecided and want to study liberal arts and it's just like, oh, you know, no, y'all about to give me anxiety.
You want me to give you a little I'll drop a little bit of what it is. I think honestly, Keish, you hit the head on the nail on the head. You hit the head on the nail on the head with it being a plan. And if you have 3 kids and they all want to go to college and they're all undecided, okay, what's your plan? What are you going to do? How are you going to get there? Because mama's not paying for it for one. So it's not even about how many kids I have. Oh, we're not even going to talk. Shalea, do you know what I want to talk about? Oh, Lord.
No, she's talking about the kids, like the multiple kids.
Oh, because you
go to college.
Shalea has 2. Yeah, they're gonna be going out
right at the same.
They're gonna have to be writing our plans. Yeah. So I think that's the way to go about it is if you have a plan, if you want to do something, then you can figure it out.
Right.
Or Chloe and Marley. Tell Marley she better stop watching her show and come through. We almost done. Seriously, like.
But yeah, like that, I feel like that's another conversation, or not conversation, but something else to think about. How, you know, if you have multiple kids, it's like,
right. I'm just trying to feed y'all.
Right. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. So yes. What we got going on, Dan?
What do we have going on? So I still have my unlimited black t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts. They are available, and I have also discontinued my unlimited gold, military green, and black hoodies. They are no longer available on the site. So that is the end.
Gold was my favorite.
Yeah, it's the end of an era. It was a beautiful time. I might bring them back, who knows? But as of now, they're in the vaults. They are happy there. They're chilling, enjoying retirement.
The gold was my
These
favorite.
are available now, so get yours at groundingmycrown.com. I am also oh
Yep.
shake it.
Oh Lord.
Ooh.
Thank God for Midnight Monday, girl.
Oh well, we still haven't done a Midnight Monday, so I'm saying it was good.
Drop in the chat if y'all want us to do a Midnight Monday.
If we do a Midnight Monday though, it cannot be on Instagram Live. We're gonna have to send like a Zoom link or something. I am not going live talking about the things that Keisha's probably gonna bring up. But let us know because we can make a Zoom link in a second. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Midnight Monday was good.
Stop.
We also was talking about what's the other thing? Oh, we also wanted to start Toxic Trait Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Toxic Trait Tuesday. Let us know if y'all would be interested in that. Like us just talking about toxic traits that we have and like how we're overcoming and dealing with them and stuff like that.
Or just being toxic.
Or just being toxic, right? And not dealing with it.
Yes.
They here for Midnight Monday.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to work something out because we can have a talk. We can have a few talks. So other than Toxic Tuesday and Midnight Monday, I am relaunching Confidence Unlimited. Yay. We're looking at mid-March. This is what it might be. I don't know. I'm so excited. I have a few more things that I need to work on before I'm like, yes, that's the date. But I was talking to Keish and Patrol, or just Keish, one of you or both of you. And I love daylight savings, and daylight savings is on the 14th of March. And I've been talking about mid-March, so it might just be Sunday, March 14th. That's what's feeling good. So we'll see. But I love Confidence Unlimited. It is a group coaching program where sisterhood and solidarity and all of that stuff is really the foundation of it. We're going to talk about growing confidence, setting boundaries, just really living the life that you want to live unapologetically and just doing the damn thing. It also comes with one-on-one coaching as well. It's an amazing program, and I'm just so happy to have been a part of it, created it, but also been a part of it. It's been
right. I love Confidence Unlimited. And if you guys don't know, I'm like holding my phone away from the computer right now. That's why I look probably so stiff.
Oh, the sound is different. Maybe that's why the sound is different.
Probably. My bad, y'all. But for me, I am right now working on I'm not working on it. I'm working on launching my T-shirt Marketing 101 ebook, video course, and live trainings. So if you know anybody that is looking to start their T-shirt business or already have a T-shirt business, send them my way because I want to help them to grow their business, generate sales, drive more traffic to their pages. And I'm currently I'm going to start running a marketing challenge tomorrow in my Facebook group. So like I said, if you know anyone that can benefit from just the marketing ebook and like video course and all of that great stuff, send them my way. I would love to have them in the Facebook group and and get them started. Marketing challenge. Yay. I can't wait for it to start up tomorrow.
Yay. I'm so proud of you, Keish. So excited. It's going to be an amazing opportunity. So like Keish said, if you are someone who needs to learn more about marketing, definitely do not let this opportunity pass you by. To be able to learn from Keish is really a blessing. So get on it. Yay, you're going to cry? Go ahead, let it out. Okay. No?
Ah, I can feel you doing it.
That's kind of weird. That's a little weird.
I can feel stuff like that. I don't know why, and I don't like it.
Ooh, I'm about to have fun with this one.
That does not make me happy.
It Anyway, are we dropping what we talking about next week or not? What you think?
Huh?
I said, are we sneak peeking what we talking about next week or not?
We don't know if we talk about that next week.
All right. Stay tuned to our Instagram stories, because when we decide on the topic, then we will drop it within the week or whatever. I'll probably post something, tag Keisha, and then she'll share it, because Keisha be sharing the post that
Right, because I'd never be creating posts. I'd be like, oh shoot, I should have created a post.
Whatever, it don't matter. So stay tuned to our stories. And if you have topics and suggestions, then please send us a message. No topic is clearly off limits, because if it is, then we'll just do it for midnight Monday. Anyway, this is going real left.
Right, exactly. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for joining.
Yay. Bye.
So, I can't say bye with my hands because I'm holding my phone. So
do it with your head.
I don't know how to do that.
Bye, guys.